Therapy taught me something important. When you're fighting depression, you need tools. And the more tools you have, the better, because sometimes you really are fighting for your life. That's where renewing your mind comes in. But how do we actually develop healthy coping skills? Philippians 4:8 tells us, "Whatever is true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, and commendable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things." Coping doesn't look the same for everyone. Before I had healthy coping skills, I had a whole catalog of unhealthy ones. I was just trying to survive and looking for any kind of relief from the pain. One of my biggest struggles was emotional eating. For almost a year, I lived on microwave popcorn and strawberries, bags and bags of it. My coworker smells it every day. My supervisor even called me out on it. And to this day, one of my sons still hates the stuff. Food had become my comfort. I'd have biscuits and gravy for breakfast, a supersized meal for lunch, soul food for dinner, and pints of ice cream at night. At the time, I didn't even realize this was negative coping. I just knew I was trying to get through. And change didn't happen overnight. When I say it was a battle, I mean it. My journey looked like this. First, negative coping. Then, a mix of negative and positive. Then, healthier coping. Then falling off and starting again. The yo-yoing didn't stop until I stopped speaking negatively to myself. When my mind began to think better things about me, when I started reading what God says about me, my coping skills began to grow stronger. I am who God says I am. My wall is now filled with reminders of what God says about me. And that, right there, was the step that began to truly renew my mind.